Hey party people! So it's me, your girl, coming back at you. Back on the road camping for the next 2 weeks, heading down to Louisiana from Canada. So I'm in New York State now, back at the campsite I've been to before, the Chautauqua, I don't know, some kind of gorge here. This is actually the scene of the crime where my glasses got knocked off my face and lost forever. I came back to see if they were here, but still nothing. So this time I wanted to make a couple videos and post them again. So this one I wanted to give y'all my camping tips. After 3.5 months, I really learned a lot. And going on this trip now, I cannot believe the mistakes that I made last time. So I wanted to make this video just in case any of my friends watch it, learn from my mistakes. So anyways, here are my 3 tips, and they're 3 B's. Bears, beets, Battlestar Galactica. Just kidding. But bears is really the first one. Bears, bugs, bad weather. These are 3 things that you need to be prepared for. Always check to see if it's a highly populated area with bears or just what the population is like, because there are some places in the country where it's 100% likely that a bear is going to be in your area, so you need to take the right precautions. So this will mean different things for different density of bear populations. I got smell-proof bags to put all my food and stuff in, and by food and stuff I mean toothpaste and everything. I did not know that. I didn't know that anything with a scent should be in a smell-proof container or in a net and up in a tree, basically. Some campsites will have bear boxes that you can put stuff in, because in some areas of the country you can't even have your cooler visible because bears know that means food. So yeah, and I heard a lot of crazy bear stories while I was camping, and the main thing that I figured out is that bears are just big raccoons. And what I can tell you about raccoons is that those bitches will get all up in your stuff. They do not care. And a raccoon in your tent is annoying, but a bear in your tent, girl. A raccoon, I swear, one morning there was a little paw print on my car. It's from a raccoon. You know what I don't want? A bear paw print on my car. Ooh. So anyways, that's my first tip. And then bugs. Oh my God, I was not prepared. Here's something you just need to know if you're gonna camp for a long time. You will get bitten by bugs, a lot of them. It's all about mitigation. So I literally am this by the end of my trip. It's I rub a bounce sheet on. That's what somebody gave me this tip. I go bounce sheet, I go sunscreen, I go bug spray. I also wear the little bug bands. I still get bit all the time, but I do what I can, and I hope for the best. And really, you should just hope that it's just mosquitoes, because your girl has been scarred for life by different kinds of bugs out here. And then I was gonna say something else about bugs. I guess make sure that if you're sleeping in your car, this is how unprepared I was. If you're sleeping in your car, don't plan to crack the windows by a fan. I learned that the hard way too. So then the last one, bad weather. Also something that I should have planned for, but I had no type of rain strategy for the 3.5 months that I was camping. I actually found myself camping in Alabama last summer, and I was hanging out with these older guys, this guy named the Mississippi Redneck, and we were all just chatting around the fire, and somebody's are you worried about the storm? And I was like, what storm? And they were some guy in a tent that wasn't even with us. I heard the voice from the woods, and he's all, it's coming in about 11 o'clock. It's 30-mile-an-hour winds and whatever. And I was oh crap. So I was so I guess I'm gonna go back to camp and figure this out. And I was so unprepared. I only had a canopy because I was sleeping in my car, and it was a 10 by 10 canopy, and all I had was a 10 by 10 tarp. I don't know what I thought it was gonna be the floor or something. And but you know, your girl made it work. I put the 10 by 10 on top of the 10 by 10, which is not good. You should have a bigger one, bigger than the tent, if you're gonna cover it. So it didn't really cover it, but I just staked it down really well. I put the canopy halfway down. The taller it is, the easier it is to be blown away. Also learned that a few different ways. And it made it. And I learned from that experience to get a bigger tarp, so I ordered a bigger tarp. Then in the morning, luckily I can sleep through anything, because in the morning the guys from the campgrounds came to check on me, and they were all, we came to see if you made it. The tornado sirens went off last night. We were worried about you. I was like, oh, I didn't even hear it. Good thing. I just figure I went to sleep like a baby, because I'm like, if this is how I go, that'd be a cool story. But I made it. So another pro tip here, if you wake up in the morning and your tent has like a little concave of water, check before you push it out. You may just end up pushing out a large amount of water into a suitcase full of dishes. Why do I have a suitcase full of dishes? I'm just not normal. I never have been. But that was an interesting journey, and then everything was wet, so yeah. Definitely plan for rain. Always have a rain plan. Always, always, always. Last one. Oh, it's still part of bad weather, but wind gets a little special mention here because, like I said about the canopy, there were 3 separate occasions where this thing like went upside down, and all of them were mistakes on my part. The first one, it was not that windy, but I forgot to stake it down. Never forget to stake it down, no matter what. But it was okay, we made it. 2, sometimes, no matter what, there's just, your canopy has no business being up. Let me tell you where. South Dakota, North Dakota. The Dakotas, that's why no one lives there, because it's so windy. Both places flipped your girl's canopy right over. It's still kicking though. I haven't tried it yet this summer, but we're going to, and I'll let y'all know how that goes. But yeah. If you're on like the edge of a cliff, great lookout, right? You're like, oh, I want to be close to the edge to drink my coffee with the view. Wrong. 30 minutes later. And then also, if you like feel the wind, girl, don't. Or a different way to handle it is only put your canopy halfway up. The halfway down tents, if it's like same height as a tent, is okay. And then it's chill. And you can still get in it. And I could like sit in it, but I couldn't like stand in it. So those are some pro tips that I have from camping. And yeah, I'm gonna try to post some more videos from this camping trip. I hope that if you take anything out of this video, it's that if I can do it, you can do it. So get out there, live for free. Hit me up if you have questions. I'm always down to share what I know. If anything, I know how not to do things, so you can at least learn from my mistakes. See y'all later.